Todd, you were talking. Let's get back to what you were saying about veterans, and they got excellent coverage. They got excellent service. We talked about how we can get them some dental, right? That they don't have to pay extra for. That the government's going to help them out with. That they were not made aware of. Also, though, when a veteran dies, what benefits will they get from the VA?
Again, depending on the person, anything from absolutely nothing to something like a maximum like $250, $450, excuse me, $450. So again, you might as well say nothing. It compares with the whopping Social Security benefit of $255. So not much at all, unfortunately.
So the nice thing that I've seen you do, and I help out with too, is we do veterans burial coverage assistance. So we can help them out. We can make sure that when they pass away, that plans are in place and everything's taken care of. That they can get the final resting service that they want.
Correct, and get it quickly too. Unfortunately, we talk to people all the time, and they'll say, "Well, I have life insurance." And I'll say, "Well, great, but what plans have you made for your final expenses?" Because people don't realize the larger life insurance policies are allowed to take up to 62 days to pay out a benefit. Well, your funeral home's not going to wait 62 days for a payment. These final expense plans are, I always joke, they're as good as cash. The spouse, the child, whoever can take the policy down to the funeral home, and the funeral director will say, "Oh, got it," and off they go, and they're taken care of. And then sometimes 3 to 5 days, they have a check in their hand.
Good. So then the funeral director knows everything's in place.
Mm-hmm.
There's no asking that awkward question, who's going to pay for it? It's already taken care of. So the burden of financial responsibility has been taken care of. And that's the biggest thing when I talk to a lot of folks, when I go into their homes, when I talk to them on the phone, whatever I do, get in contact with them, they always say that is their biggest concern. They want to make sure that their kids are not affected on that last day. The burden of responsibility is not placed upon them. So that's why it's so beneficial, like I said, to get one of these final expense policies. It is a policy only for your funeral. That is it. Nothing else, correct? It's for your funeral, and then money left over, it goes to the funeral home, correct? Is that how it works?
That is not quite correct. Actually, you can use, excuse me, the most common use is for the final expenses by far. That is most of it. But maybe you have a favorite grandchild. I know you're not supposed to have favorite children, but you might. Maybe you have a favorite grandchild. Maybe you have a grandchild that you want to help a little bit with school. Maybe you want to give something to your church. For pennies on the dollar, or to your favorite charity, you can suddenly give them $3, $4, $5, $6,000, where before maybe you could have given them $3, $4, $500. So those are other great uses for that same policy.
Excellent. And then if money's left over, because a lot of people worry about where's that going to go. So if you have a small little $10,000 policy and your services are 8,000, where's that other 2,000 go? Because it goes to the funeral home, right?
It does not. It's not if set up properly, and that's what we're here to help you with. We'll sit down. We'll see who you want to receive that money. You want your children. Again, you want your church. Typical is children or other spouse, surviving spouse. So if you have a $15,000 policy, the funeral's 13, your spouse will get that extra 2,000.
And underwriting for one of these things, how hard is that? They gotta pee in a cup. They gotta have a nurse come to their house. They gotta give a blood draw, a hair sample, give them everything.
That's another nice feature of these. No, usually the most they're going to have to do is maybe answer a couple calls, or excuse me, answer a couple health questions on the phone. Some of them don't even do that. It's a quite easy process, and there's even plans out there that have no health questions at all. So a person can be in very poor health and still get coverage on one of those plans.
Okay, so you have veterans with disability, and you have that Agent Orange, and you have other factors and health structures that are limiting them. They can still participate in one of these.
They can. In fact, it's funny you say that. My former neighbor, great guy, he was a chopper pilot in Vietnam, and his chopper was one of the ones they dumped the Agent Orange out of. So these guys just practically bathed in it each time they did that, and sure enough, ended up with liver cancer. And it was sadly one of the times when the VA wasn't doing very well, and he took him almost a year to get into the VA to an appointment. And by then it had progressed to where he was terminal, and we were still able to get him 3 policies, as a matter of fact, from different companies to give his wife some support when he was gone.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Now, we're not saying Agent Orange did or did not happen. We're
the VA denied that. I don't do anything. You can drink that stuff. It's like Kool-Aid.
It's Gatorade. It's orange Gatorade. It's all it is. It just makes your stomach a little bit bloated. Todd, if people want questions about one of these veterans burial coverage assistance plans, how can you help them out?
They can go to Facebook, American Senior Benefits Lincoln. They can give us a call, 402-614-9292.
Wrapping it up here. Vikings, who they got this week?
They have Washington today, and they will beat them like a drum.
Bills are taking on the Jets. Roll Bills all day long. Harrison, who you got?
Dolphins. Could be a tough slate for the Bears.
Ooh, the Bears.
But it's at Chicago, right?
Yeah, it's at Soldier Field. Bears. Hey, Justin Fields, he's been looking good. Might be the best quarterback in the draft class.
Let's just see what happens with the Dolphins. Let's just see. Like I said,
that might be a decent game. That might be, of the 3 games we just discussed, that might be the fun one to watch.
It's only
today.
6 games today. It's a rough slate, so maybe chime into that one.
Let's see if Tua can throw when it's below 60 degrees. Thank you very much, folks, for Todd Riley. I am Jay Stoll. This is the American Senior Family Benefits Family Hour. Harrison behind the mic. We will see you next Sunday.
Great day.